I said, yes, sir. He said, how tall are you? I said, 6'1", sir. He said, can you dribble very well? I said, no, sir. He said, go home. I was distraught, wrote my mom a note saying, I'm quitting college, I'm a flop already. And that night, a guy knocks on my door and says, how would you like to join the college Young Democrats? I didn't have a political bone in my body. My dad was a Republican, my mother was a Democrat. But I said, okay. And I got bitten by the bug. I never envisioned politics as a profession. So I decided I'd go to law school and practice law and do politics as a hobby. And between your second and third years of law school, you go work for a firm. They check you out, you check them out your summer, see if you can get a job there. I was lucky. I got an offer from a big, fancy New York firm. They were paying me $400 a week in 1973. That was more than my family had ever seen. But graduates, I hated it. I was doing deep, boring, legal research for somebody. The goal that summer was to get a very wealthy individual who could afford this firm's high fees from being indicted, and I thought he was guilty as sin. The work was not much better. It was maybe a little more intellectual, but not much more interesting than the Mimeo machine. And I remembered that my dad hated his job. He was an exterminator. My sister once sent him a Father's Day card that said, Dad, we're the only family that associates the smell of DDT with love. But he would pace the floor at 2 a.m. every Sunday night because he hated going to work the next Monday morning. And so on the way home from law school, graduation, I was in the car, and I told Mom and Dad I was not going to join the law firm like we had planned. I told them it was a long shot, but I was going to run for public office because I loved it. Well, that summer and fall, I had 3 opponents: the party machine candidate, a neighborhood activist, and then there was my mother telling all her friends not to vote for me, so I get this dumb idea of being a politician out of, as she would say, your big, thick head. Well, despite my mother and despite the long odds, I won the election that November. I've been an elected official for 35 years, and I love my job. So, graduates, in conclusion, I've learned through my years on this earth that there are 2 tests in life that are more important than any of the tests you've taken here at NYIT. I call them the Monday morning test and the Friday afternoon test. When you wake up Monday morning, do you feel in your stomach that you really want to go to work? When you go home Friday afternoon to your family, do you really want to go home? If you can say yes to both those tests, God has been good to you, don't complain. To the class of 2009 of NYIT, this great institution, it's my hope, my prayer, and my confidence you're going to pass those 2 tests with flying colors. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Edward Giuliano.
Will the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Richard Pizer, kindly come to the podium and present the academic deans and the candidates for their degrees.
Good morning. Each graduate and undergraduate degree program is offered by one of the 7 academic schools represented here today. I now ask the dean of each school to rise as I introduce her or him. Dean Judith DeMaio, School of Architecture and Design. Dean Roger Yu, College of Arts and Sciences. Dean Michael Uttendorfer, School of Education. Dean Nada Anid, School of Engineering and Computing Sciences. Dean Chukwuka Enwemeka, School of Health Professions, Behavioral and Life Sciences. Dean Jess Baronico, School of Management. Dean Thomas Skondalis, College of Osteopathic Medicine. Now, I would like to ask the Vice President for Health Sciences and Medical Affairs, my colleague, Dr. Barbara Ross Lee, kindly to come to the podium.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates to be awarded Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine degree. Will the candidates for the degree please rise? The candidates have completed the requirements for the degrees and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask you by your official act to confer upon them the degree of Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, doctors. You may swing your tassel to the left. Doctors, please be seated.
Mr. President, I have the honor to present the candidates to be awarded the Doctor of Physical Therapy degree. Will the candidates for this degree please rise? The candidates have completed the requirements for the degree and have been recommended by the faculty. They have performed with distinction, and I now ask you by your official act to confer upon them these degrees of Doctor of Osteopathy. I'm sorry. Doctor
They'll take
of
it,
Physical
Barbara.
Therapy.
Don't give degrees away. They have to earn them first.
Absolutely. We all agree on that. The Doctor of Physical Therapy.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of New York Institute of Technology and the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York, I hereby confer upon you the degree as earned, together with all the rights, titles, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. Congratulations, doctors. You may now swing your tassels to the left.